thank you very much for joining today. Really appreciate you coming here and taking the time out to listen to the three of us about some really exciting new products and technology, which we'll share with you. So I'm Amit. I'm co-founder of Lithe Audio. We're also joined by Wesley, who's my business partner and co-founder and technical lead at Lithe Audio. And also really pleased to Tony, who is the president of the WiSA Association, to be here as well. And today we are going to share with you and show you the future of home cinema. It will take about half hour, and I will give you a quick lowdown on Lithe Audio and WiSA, just some challenges that installers may face, and also what customers want. And then Tony will show you exactly what the WiSA technology will deliver and typical setups that can be achieved with it. And then Wes will show you our new Pro Series ceiling speaker and how that links in with WiSA and to create a full Dolby Atmos surround sound system. If you have any questions, if you put it in the chat box on your screens, and then we can do a little Q&A session at the end. So just a little bit about Lithe Audio. We actually only founded the company 4 years ago. It's a relatively short space of time in the world of AV. But that doesn't mean we don't know what we're talking about. Me and Wes are effectively product designers and engineers. We've worked on various different industries and different products and projects in our time. So we are really passionate about design, innovation, and building good quality products for the future. You may already know we have some active ceiling speaker products already, from Bluetooth ones to Wi-Fi ones, and now we have WiSA active ceiling speakers as well, which we'll share with you today. So who is WiSA? WiSA is the Wireless Speaker and Audio Association, and they're responsible for creating a global standard for the audio industry for a high-definition, multi-channel, low-latency protocol. And that brings together, currently there's over 70 leading consumer electronic brands which are members, who are all using this protocol. And we at Lithe Audio are one of those members, and we'll share with you exactly what that delivers. So as a consumer and an installer, so we'll just explore exactly what people are looking for and what challenges that installers may face when looking at home cinemas. So if a customer is talking to one of us, they're not just buying a product from a retail store and putting a surround sound system in. They're going to have some demands and wants. Okay, the customer's always right. And again, as they're talking to us, the first and foremost is they're going to want a high quality audio system. They've probably seen or heard Dolby Atmos, the word banded around. They may not fully understand what it is, but they will probably want a Dolby Atmos surround sound setup. They'll have a budget, whether it's a real high end for a dedicated cinema room, or it's it's their living area which they want to have a setup put in. But they'll have some budget that you'll have to work to. But they will not want any cables visible whatsoever, and they will probably want the system to work for not only movies but also for music as well. But they will not want any mess, no fuss, because they want us to do all the work for them, just to deliver them the right solution for their product. So as an installer, you are going to be faced, or may be faced with some of these challenges. Okay, so hiding cables in the walls is not always easy. If it's a renovation project, or if they've painted, decorated, put their nice new wallpaper up, hiding the cables can sometimes be a difficult thing to do. Okay, or they may have called you late to the project, budget may be tight, they may have some existing technology or existing products or speakers which they want to use as part of their new setup. But these are all challenges, and you're going to have to do what the customers need and what the project allows. So really, there's only two types of solutions if you want to put a home cinema setup. There's the wired setup, which we're all used to, an AVR, speaker cable, passive speakers run around. These are all very good systems, and it's choosing the right product for the right the setup. If somebody wants a full, a 34.1 Dolby Atmos, they've gone full hog and want everything with 24 channels plus 10 height channels, then you're probably going to go with an AVR and a wired setup. If it's someone's living room, or where they want a good setup with a 7.1 or a 5.1.2, then a wireless setup is probably going to be the future of where it's going to be heading and what people will want. Or you could do a hybrid, a mix between the two types of setups. And why choose a wireless setup? There's a number of reasons. Okay, so number one, it's super easy to install a Dolby Atmos in ceiling with our product. They're all active speakers, which means that the products are perfectly tuned. That amp is tuned for that speaker, so you're going to get great acoustics. They're great value for the end user, also great margin for installers and dealers. We have a great distributor network all around the world, and they will look after you. Then, and our products are not just for home cinema; they can be used for music just as well at a really high standard. Okay, so and more people want that. It's not just dedicated cinema room, unless it's a dedicated room, but the majority of people, it's a shared room that's used for multiple functions, purposes. No Wi-Fi needed if you're doing a WiSA and Lithe audio setup. Uses its own protocol, which means you do not need any AVR receivers, and you still achieve the highest resolution of audio which is possible, okay, with virtually no latency. And fundamentally, no cables in the walls are required, which is key, which makes it super easy to install. They just need power. And those things all combined means with Lithe audio, with WiSA, you can create a full Dolby Atmos surround sound setup, which is great. So I'm going to pass you over to Tony, who is the president of WiSA, and is the best person to explain exactly what the technology allows and what can be achieved. Over to you, Tony.
Well, thank you so much. First of all, I appreciate the guys from Lithe having me on and giving me a chance to kind of tell everybody what we're up to. So just a quick overview of the technology for those of you that may not be familiar with it. WiSA, we're an association of close to 80 brands now, and with a sole collective goal of bringing simplified, high definition home cinema to the wireless world, making it easy to connect, making it robust, and in the case of the custom integrator, giving you guys an opportunity to go in, put a killer install in a matter of minutes or less than an hour, and get out and know that it's reliable, robust, it's going to last a long time, and can be upgraded over time as well. Technology offers up to 8 wireless channels. It's really designed to seamlessly integrate all certified products, and all products that wear the WiSA logo have gone through the certification process for performance and reliability, and to make sure that it upholds our high standards for latency and synchronization and quality and all that, and that they're interoperable with one another. So a WiSA certified transmitter and any WiSA certified speaker, those are going to work together. If we go just a little bit into the quality, all WiSA certified products are going to transmit and receive at either 24-bit 48 or 96 kilohertz, depending on what's being chosen by the manufacturer. Obviously, better than CD quality and great for home cinema. We're at almost zero latency. We're at 5.2 milliseconds of latency, and it actually as low as 2.6 if you're at 96 kilohertz. And those are fixed numbers depending on if your system's operating at 48 or 96. We're within one millionth of a second synchronization, all channels. So all 8 channels are very tightly synchronized, well within a sample. So no worries there. And the technology is built to be scalable and seamless. In other words, you can start with a smaller system and easily over time add additional components, whether you want to add a second subwoofer, add rears, or in this case, the beautiful opportunity that the guys from Lithe are presenting, add height channels. So even existing systems can be easily upgraded through the technology, and that's one of the things we test for, is that products can be interoperable and easily added to existing systems. The setup is very straightforward and simple. If you basically can take a source, and we're really dealing with a world of smart TVs at this point, with about somewhere between 800 million and 1 billion smart TVs installed and going to be installed this year. and connect a simple transmitter to those TVs. And there are a couple ways to do that. The one shown here on this screen is our latest product, the first WiSA branded product called SoundSend. And that product will connect via HDMI, get signal ARC or eARC, and immediately when it's plugged in and turned on, starts searching for speakers. It'll search for every WiSA speaker in the room. If those speakers are already assigned a channel, which they can be in their built-in manufacturing data, the SoundSend will say, okay, I know I have a center, a left, a right, 2 subs, 2 rears, and 2 high speakers. I'm good to go. And your system's set up. There's an app that we'll get into here in a second that if you want to move speakers around, if they weren't assigned from the factory, that's easy to do, and you're ready to go. And now there's a second way to integrate into smart TVs, and that's with TVs that are WiSA ready. And LG is the first to adopt that, and you see all of their nanocells and OLEDs from 2019 and 20 are WiSA ready, and that takes it to a different step where the user interface is actually on the TV. Now, during setup, that's a convenience. For the installer world, it's probably just as easy to use a mobile app, but WiSA ready TVs do allow the consumer the ability to then go back in through the TV's user interface if they want to change anything with the speakers or add something or whatever. But that utilizes audio coming out of the USB, so it's one plug, easy to go. But both solutions, whether you're talking about the USB WiSA ready solution or a solution via ARC or eARC for any smart TV, is very plug and play, very straightforward, and easily upgradable. If we talk a little bit about kind of the expanse of the opportunity right now, like I stated earlier, we're currently dealing with somewhere between 70, we're at almost 80 brands that are members of WiSA. And if you look at the right side of the screen, you see a large number of speaker brands. This is not the entire member dais, but these guys have product or will soon have product in the field. And Lithe is filling a huge need for a height solution. So no matter what system has been built or being planned to be built with some of these brands, adding the .2 or the .4 is now extremely simple. And we're really excited to see how this manifests into some killer 3-dimensional systems. On the left side, you see a lot of TV brands. Many of them are members. Some of them are not, but it doesn't matter because all of them can be easily plugged into a WiSA system via ARC or eARC. So the SoundSend in the middle there is the glue that holds all this together. Plug that into any one of those smart TVs, and those speakers now become wireless components of an immersive home cinema, and Lithe can supply the height channels in a very unique and very cool, simplified way. Talking about height speakers quickly, we can go into some different Dolby Atmos configurations. So no matter where, again, back to the scalability of the tech, if you go and start with a 2.1 or a 2.0 or whatever, 5.1, 7.1, using those 8 channels, you can easily add a .2 to that 5.1. Or you could even add in a hybrid situation, if you can wire some of the front speakers and get an audio out from a source, you can simultaneously have wired and wireless components because the latency is so low. You can easily use those 8 channels in addition to some wired channels and expand beyond 8 for 5.1.4, 7.1.2 or .4, whatever the consumer and the space will allow, and really come up with some fun solutions. Fun fact, our latency is so low, we actually measured it against the internal speakers of a TV from a very well-known TV brand, and our latency to the speaker was actually quicker wirelessly than their internal speaker was. So you can really, with that 5.2 milliseconds, have some fun with combining and expanding wired and wireless hybrid systems together, and Lithe is a great opportunity to put those height speakers in the ceiling. The install, speaking of putting them in the ceiling, extremely simplified. Once the speaker is mounted and connected to power, you plug the transmitter in. Transmitter is going to find the speaker, and it's easy to assign that speaker to a channel, and then everything else is just at the user's will to go in and tune the system and tweak levels and all those kinds of things. But the initial setup of the speaker, connecting it to power and plugging the transmitter is extremely quick and efficient. And then, you guys obviously bring the added advantage of knowing how to effectively tune the system for the environment, getting speakers in the right location, tuning them, installing them in the ceiling and all those things, and then can come back only if the consumer really wants to add something. The mobile app that you see, the nice lady at the right there holding your hand, is an advanced feature of the sound send, and you can go in, change levels. There's a speaker map. You can easily chime the speaker, make sure it's in the right location, drag it over if you need to move it. You don't need to physically move something or rewire something. And then there are the typical Dolby sound modes, the audio modes. There's some simplified EQing. And then there's something really cool called My Zone, which you enter the distance of each speaker, and the tech or the app will automatically adjust levels and delay to make sure that forms a really great sweet spot for the listener. So there's some advanced features, and the application can be modified over time and add new things. So if there are things you see you want, and you can easily tell us, and we can go in and make those modifications that are mostly in the app and not in the actual device, which is great for adding capability over time. So all this, from our perspective, from the WiSA perspective, as we see this category growing, really just it's a great breath of fresh air to see Lithe coming with this cool opportunity, as we see sources bringing in more content, more Dolby Atmos content being absorbed into the home, and great speaker systems being put together. We want there to be an easy way to add those height channels, and that's exactly what Lithe has done with our tech, and we love them for it, and we really appreciate it, and I thank them for the time to speak a little here today.
Yeah, thank you, Tony. Really appreciate it. Wes, I'll pass it over to you if you introduce our new product, I guess.
Okay, so thanks very much, Tony, for that. So the Pro Series is our latest singing speaker. So it's super feature-rich, specifically designed for Pro AV installers in mind. So like Tony mentioned, we've got WiSA on board here, which is really very, very unique for our product. So as you can see on the right-hand side, we've got some augmented reality. So if you'd like to use your phone and scan the barcode there, this is something that Amit's been doing. So it's pretty cool. So you can download the app there and see the speaker and place it around the room and spin it around and see what it is as if it was in your hand. So it's pretty cool. So if you'd like to maybe download that quickly and have a little look, give you a couple of seconds, 10 to 20 seconds, just use your phone like Amit's doing now. And it will just bring up on screen.
Just open your camera. If you just open your camera, and it will just pop up straight there, and just follow the instructions on your screen.
Okay. But you can have a little play with that after the podcast here. So, but it's really quite nice, and you can, if you do have the situation in the home, you can show your clients, what it looks like in the ceiling, on and off with the grill. At the moment, it's still elementary in the sense of the design, in terms of the graphical effect. It's a little bit cartoony at the moment, but we are going to be working on that in future. But it just gives you an appreciation for where we're heading as Lithe Audio. So we won. Woohoo! Last time that we were nominated for this award, it was a great achievement. But nevertheless, it was my mission statement when we did lose or come second, if you like, to make the best speaker like no other. So that was my mission statement, and I feel that we have achieved that. And obviously, with the CD award, we are extremely privileged to do so. Okay, so the Pro system. What is the Pro system? So like our first version 1, if you like, it's an all-in-one speaker, so there's no surprise there. But it's an amplifier with the MCU built in and the speaker cone all built in as one complete unit. So as Amit's showing you there. So it's a fully housed unit like the version 1, which is currently on the market. But what we've done in addition to that, we've made it so it's fully upgradable. So you can buy additional bolt-ons like the WiSA chip. So on the side there, you'll see, Amit will show you at the top there, there's a little access point at the very top. You undo 2 screws and you have the ability to add the WiSA bolt-on to then make it into a home cinema application. And in addition to that, what's really cool is that we can add PoE. So the PoE element should be bolted onto the top, if you like, clipped in place, and then you use the cable to then place into the existing connector. And like our existing version 1, it's fitted like a downlight, so it's nice and easy to install. So really, really simple. Okay, so what is it? So we've got the PoE element of this system, if you like. It's fully patented, so it's very unique in the way we've done the integration. Lots of companies have done it, so it's fully inbuilt. We've done it as a bolt-on, so not everyone is going to want or need the addition of the PoE, if you like. But what this does is it gives you the ability to have the PoE or mains power going into the same connector. So Amit showed you there at the top, the connector is the same for the mains power as it is for the PoE. So that's what's very unique about our system. So it just plugs in there by the DC connector there. So that's what makes it very unique in that sense. So we believe that PoE power is the future because it's low power. Why use mains if you're going to drop it down to 12, 24 volts? This is something we've addressed, and we believe that's the case because lighting, LED lighting, is of the future, which is low power. So it just harnesses on that kind of technology, if you like. Okay, so the actual speaker itself, so into nitty gritty really. So it's wireless or wired. It's in addition to our current system, which is 2.4, we added the 5 gigahertz band, which yes, it is lower reach, but it's not so congested. So as a result, you can have the dual band to give you the flexibility if one is more than the other. And what's really important, what all the AV installers out there wanted was the ability to have hardwire, because not everyone does have Wi-Fi, which is great. So we added the dual Ethernet ports, so you can then daisy chain. So that reduces the length of cables between obviously the main servo, if you like, or the router to each speaker. So you can daisy chain for each speaker, and it would log its own IP address in each speaker on the router itself. So as Amit showed you there, so it doesn't matter which way around you put it in, the system will automatically know which way it is. So if you put one in, one out, on the left or right, doesn't really matter. And what's really cool is we have the voice control elements. So this is first of its kind in a sense in the in-ceiling speaker, but also from Google's perspective, we had many months of to and froing with them to make sure that we can have the integration of Alexa and Google. Alexa are more than happy to work with Google, but Google not so much the other way around. So we had to do a lot of begging for that. But as a result, we've got something that is dual voice control, if you like, in addition to Siri, which you can obviously do via Apple phones. So again, AV installers wanted the optical element rather than the RCA, because they felt that the RCA was kind of becoming a little bit dormant on the new TVs. We've added the optical input element there to connect your TVs and AV equipment, just for a more digital, more common approach. So that's what we've done there. And then crystal clear audio. So we've improved the sound quality further by having 55 hertz to 20 kilohertz, so a little bit another 10 hertz range in the lower end. Again, just improving that with also the addition of a DSP on board as well, so you can change the different sound effects. Also, it has high res audio, so 192 kilobits and 24-bit, which will work perfectly in conjunction with WiSA in that respect to give you really good quality. And in addition, we've really designed it so it's expandable. So it's not going to, in a couple of years' time, it's not going to kind of become dead and you can't use it as the world moves on so fast. We've integrated in the PCB lots of upgraded features. You can change the MCU on the board to increase power and new technologies as it come on board. And also, in addition, with the WiSA elements, you can add the WiSA function to the Pro Series speaker. So the install. So basically the new system has the new BT++ standard. So what does that mean? So it uses a PoE injector. So you need to deliver the power of 70 watts to the speaker. Otherwise, if you deliver less than that, then the output power will be less. But you need to injector going into our PoE powered bolt-on, and then that goes into our speaker. which is very unique to our current speaker. You can't use the existing speaker to have the PoE power because it's got all the chipset on board. So you can use the PoE there, or you can use the lighting circuit like our current system, or you can plug it in. So nice and simple there. So lots of different integrations and install applications there. So either by the power, PoE, or by the Ethernet and Wi-Fi. Okay. So then what we have here is just an unbelievable set of features. So there's nothing else in the market with this feature-rich speaker in the market, especially not an in-singer speaker. So what we've got dual band, as I mentioned before, Wi-Fi to give you a bit more flexibility in what you can connect to. The WiSA, it gives you the Dolby Atmos, completely wireless, game-changing application, which we're really, really excited about. It's something that I was really pushing for when we were designing this from the off, is really to harness WiSA, because this we see as 100% the future of home cinema. Why the need for cables when you can have it completely wireless and make it very, very simple. We've got AirPlay 2, so all of the Apple fans out there, that's to the latest standard, like our version 1 as well. But also for the Android guys, we didn't want to kind of let you guys down, so we've added the Google Cast, which is a great feature addition as well. And then, like our other speakers, we've got the Spotify Connect. In addition, this is something we're going to be rolling out as well. This is the Airable feature, which gives you the flexibility to, within our app, to add Tidal, Deezer, Amazon Music, Sound Machine, and various other different types of sources to the system. Bluetooth, which is 4.1, network, NAS drives, and again, optical, and more importantly, we've got the Control 4 drivers and other drivers that will come on board as when we go along. Okay, so like I mentioned, we've got the AirPlay 2, so grouping is done like you see on screen, ticking and clicking, and what's really, really cool about this, you can group with other brands, play from the app, and it works with HomeKit, so you can do some, automations there with lighting as you go into maybe you have it at the toilet, you can call PIR coming in, and that will activate the speaker as you're going in, so you can listen to some music as well, which is nice. So in addition, really, it's pretty much the same effect as the AirPlay 2 in terms of its features, but the main key feature here is that you can pre-group rooms for ease. So you can just click one button, say for example in Spotify Connect, you have a pre-group of, say, downstairs, and it will group all the 6 speakers, or how many speakers you select, and it will predetermine those. So that's one of the key benefits of Chromecast. Okay, so here we have obviously the multi-room audio, so multi-brand. So that's really, really important from our perspective, whether it be WiSA, Google Cast, AirPlay 2, it's all multi-brand, so you can mix and match products as you go, which is important. Not everyone may or may not want Lithe audio, but what this does gives you the ability to mix and match, which is really, really important. And with the home cinema, Dolby Atmos, no wires with the WiSA. And also not forgetting really the commercial applications really that you can really harness on, which is obviously for shops, restaurants, bars, clubs, hotels, using the WiSA technology with low latency, lossless. You don't have those issues that you may find with Wi-Fi with so many people in a congested area. So really, in summary, from our perspective from Lithe Audio, so WiSA is really creating the way forward for the audio standard. Mixing and matching different brands is really key, because not everyone wants one singular brand, and certain brands would do certain things better than others. So that's what's really, really cool about it. And the fact that you can hardwire or wireless in one system is really never been seen before, and that's really what WiSA delivers amazingly well, to even the degree where it's faster than the hardwired system, which is amazing. So like we said, it's not locked in. You can use the brands together, using your TV, movies, gaming, absolutely everything you like, all in one. And the fact that WiSA is so robust, low latency, it's really, really simple. So the future of cinema is definitely here at Lithe and in association with WiSA. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you everyone for joining us. Really appreciate your time, and hopefully you found that useful and just really understood what this technology is going to deliver going forward. We genuinely think it's going to be the future of home cinema, and it will change the well, I think it's already starting to change the industry, and it's going to change going forward. We'll get just more and more brands and products all engaging in this in the WiSA technology, and we're at the forefront of it from now. You guys have any questions at all? Please let us know. If there's any come up, yeah.
I mean, this is David speaking. There has a couple of questions come in.
Okay.
And they are: would Live Audio provide the WiSA devices, and how about subwoofers in order to provide a full experience?
Good question.
So we will be supplying. Good question. So we will be supplying the WiSA sound send. It will be part of our packages, and so you can buy them from us. And as like bundle kits is what we will be selling. A WiSA subwoofer. We do have a So since I've got you all guys here, so this is our new subwoofer which we are launching. This is not a WiSA subwoofer. This is our for AirPlay 2, Google Chromecast, wired, etc. subwoofer. But as regards to a WiSA subwoofer for a home cinema setup, as Wes says, watch this space. It will come.
This is just the beginning of our journey. So we see this as the future. So we are obviously harnessing this as the Pro Series, as we've mentioned. But next year, certainly look out for Q3 next year.
One other question. Connected to AMP.
What was that again, David? Sorry.
Can you connect it to AMP?
Oh, to an AMP.
It's got an amplifier on board, really. So you'd use a signal sender. So, for example, if you had an amplifier, you connect a sound send, for example, if you wanted the audio into the amplifier, or vice versa. You'd have maybe an AirPlay box you can connect into your amplifier to send it all wirelessly. The whole point of our system is to really do everything wireless. So that's what we've delivered, really.
Can I split signal from my ARC port to run my current soundbar and the WiSA unit?
Tony?
It would require some kind of HDMI splitter. It's actually a good question. If you had the ability to play through the soundbar and then share the signal, or it would depend on the actual gear. I would have to look into if there was an HDMI splitter that still supported an ARC channel. That's a good question, actually. But if there was, then yes, you're really just trying to get the ARC or even the eARC signal into the sound send, and then it'll take it from there. So if there was some way to split that, which I'm not sure actually, but the president of HDMI is actually on our board, so I could find out really easily. But that was what it would require. Yeah.
That's it for the questions, Amit.
Okay, great.
Great. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. We will follow up with with an email to all you guys. There'll be another webinar in the coming months, specifically on the Pro Series, and we'll do some live demos and show you exactly what it's really capable of. So we'll send you details about that as well. So again, thank you to Tony for joining us. Really appreciate your time and waking up early today. I know it's very early where you are. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining.